Ladies, good afternoon and welcome to Meet the Artichoke Girls. We've interviewed lots of lovely ladies 3 or 4 years ago. Donna did a Q&A, but we've never done it live on a video. So today you are going to meet Donna. Many of you've spoken to her on the phone over the months. You've seen her on lots of videos. Last spring we did a tour of her tortoise garden, but we haven't got to the bottom of whether she wears big knickers or small knickers recently anyway. So ladies, if you've got any questions, ask them, because I'm the side of the camera that I can see this afternoon. So if you've got any questions for Donna, ask them. But meanwhile, we're going to kick off with diamonds or pearls, Donna?
Pearls.
Big knickers or small knickers?
Right, last time you asked me this, so when we were, I'd not long worked here, and I'd said big knickers because I'd thought, oh, not thongs. So I was thinking small knickers when you meant thongs. I've been here a while now, and I've discovered that the big knickers, you didn't mean thongs. So my thong wearing days are long gone. Big knickers, no. I'm in the middle. I will only buy lycra knickers. So as long as they're lycra, and as long as they have they're mid-range. I think they call them mid-rise. So that's what I wear. But then in the winter, I'm an all-body girl, and so I'll have a body on, as I have done today. That which works as a vest, and I'm just all snug. And it means that if I've got my jeans on, I haven't got a draft going on. So there you go. I'm mid-knicker.
So with your lycra pants, why are they lycra? Are they tough you in?
They have to be lycra. Because with me, it's you must know by now, Sarah, I'm all of the comfort. Yeah. And if you wear lycra knickers, if I wear lycra knickers, I find them more comfortable. I don't like it when you see pictures and people have got their knickers are looking saggy, or they've got the lines. It's all to do with your silhouette, isn't it? Well, lycra hug you, but they're not tight, so they're not clingy. They're just a smooth fit. So a smooth fit as opposed to a wrinkly cotton knicker.
Oh, I need to check that out. And you don't do Sweaty Betty in lycra?
No, I don't. No.
Do you do Sweaty Betty in anything? Because you're always cold, aren't you? I mean, you're a bit of a hot body, but you've got that Rains thing. Reynards.
I'm reptilian, you see. This tortoise thing, it goes a lot deeper. I think I'm a bit of a reptile, yeah. So I'm one of these people that I am definitely cold-blooded. So no, I don't.
What was the first album you ever bought?
It would have been Duran Duran. So one of the Duran Duran ones. So probably I want to say Rio. Was that an album?
Oh, that was definitely a song. La 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 Rio.
Around that time. So it's on the tip of my tongue. Then
can anybody help us, ladies?
I can picture the album cover, but the name, it was definitely Duran Duran, and I can picture the album cover, but the name it just escapes me. Okay,
so if anybody can think of the album that Rio was on, and also can you just let us know that you can hear Donna?
Oh yeah.
Because obviously I'm trying to speak quietly and she's far away trying to shout. So let us know if you can't hear. What is your favourite colour?
Green.
What is your spirit animal?
It should be tortoise, but apart from being cold-blooded, I'm the opposite you can get to a tortoise, because I'm a manic person. And tortoises are not manic, they're the opposite of manic. They live for, their longevity is down to the fact that they're so laid back and so calm, whereas I do things at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So so it should be tortoise, but it isn't. So my spirit animal is going to be a wolf or a bear, something like that.
Why is that?
I think both of those, you're making me think deep now.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of this, Donna.
Okay. I think if my spirit animal is not going to be an animal that's calm, and it's not going to be an animal that's withdrawn, and bears and wolves, you know, another wolf, and that they just kind of, they mean business.
And you're a woman who means business, I know that.
Well, look, you look at a wolf and a bear, I'm getting into this now, and they look cuddly. They look cuddly and they look all really nice and lovely, but underneath, there you go.
You don't mess with them.
When it matters, you don't mess with them. There you go, that's me.
Lots of people are watching. Sue Travis, Jackie Maguire, Joe saying hello, my lovely. That's as near as I can get to Welsh. Viv's here. Tracy says she can hear us. Justine and Kim. Hi Kim. Kim Claydon's just joined us, which means Beryl's watching. So hello, Beryl. What is the biggest lesson you learnt from your father?
It's going to be something to do with animals. Sorry, my dad was my dad was brought up in a children's home, and when he was in North Wales, and when he was in the children's homes back then were great because they just let them have all the animals they wanted. So my dad kept pigeons from like the age of 6, and they had rabbits, so he kept rabbits and pigeons from the age of 6. He tells me they had tortoises, and so my dad has been a lifelong bird person. And so it should be something, I know with a lot of people it's going to be something really deep and meaningful. With my dad it's going to be how to resuscitate an animal that's dying, how to hand feed a bird, how to hold a pigeon, how to catch a sparrowhawk that's attacking your bird. Yeah, all the practical stuff that you need when you live in Norfolk.
Yeah, but that's what you need your dad to teach you, isn't it?
That was what I was going to be like, so my brother might be able to put up a shed, but I can force feed a chicken.
You see, my dad taught me how to put up a shed because he didn't have any sons.
Yeah.
What is your desert island makeup item?
If you hadn't said desert island, I would have said the foot bar from Tropic, the Tropic foot bar, foot scrub bar, because that is amazing. If you haven't tried it, ladies, and you have problems in the summer showing off your feet in sandals, the Tropic foot bar is to die for. But if I was on a desert island, I wouldn't need that because I'd be walking barefoot on the sand, so that would do the same job. So I would take sunscreen. I would take sunscreen.
Oh, ever the practical girl.
I would take sunscreen because the best thing you can do for your face is protect it from the sun.
Yeah, and you don't want to be wrinkly when you're rescued.
and have skin. You don't want to be looking like an old leather handbag. Yeah, so sunscreen, that would be it.
What would you never wear?
Yellow.
What is your favourite item of jewellery?
Bangles. Oh my god, you're going to make me pick one thing. Okay, my favourite item of jewellery, I wear them all the time. I don't keep things for best. So probably this bangle, and also this charm that was made for me in the Welsh Dragon. So if the house
was burning down, which one would you get?
My dragon, my Welsh dragon. Yeah, can you see it? There you go.
I don't know if we can. Let's have a little bit of a close up. Oh, that's gorgeous. Actually, I've never noticed that. I noticed your tortoise one,
Yeah, so that was made.
but I've never noticed your dragon
That
one.
was made for me by a silver. What do you call somebody?
Silversmith.
In a shop called Wynn on the High Street in Conway.
Lots of other people are joining in. Sue Moore's here. Oh, Sarah Ramsey's here. Michaela. And Tracy says, yes, it was called. My mind's gone a blank and I've lost it on here. Rio. And it had a purple album cover.
Oh, yes, that's the one. Yes. And did it have a woman's face, Tracy? It had a woman's face on the album cover. Was a woman's face. I think I've still got it.
Did you wear the shorts and the little boots though? What are those boots we all wore?
No, I never wore shorts.
Oh, I did, and I had those boots, but I can't remember what they're called. What country would you most like to visit?
Top of my list had always been Italy.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago I went to Sicily. The Amalfi Coast, I'd like to go to the Amalfi Coast, Pompeii, so I'm going to say Italy again. Having said that though, I would like to go to Vietnam and Cambodia. Vietnam and Cambodia. So can you notice that I'm not picking one?
Yeah, but you're allowed to have lots and lots and lots and lots.
Yeah, I've been to North Italy, I've been to Lake Como, I've been to Sicily, so I've been to North and South Italy. I would love to do the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah, so would I actually. And Vietnam and Cambodia.
Cambodia.
We'll have to have a day out. And Jenny's just said those boots were called pixie boots. Yes, they were.
Pixie boots.
What do you normally eat for breakfast?
I don't have breakfast.
Why don't you have breakfast, Donna?
I know a lot of people are going to say that, normally you're embarrassed if you admit that you never eat breakfast. I've never eaten breakfast, and about 2 weeks ago, because I'm watching a lot more TV now, there was on one of these daytime programmes, perhaps it was This Morning or the Lorraine programme, they had people on, and there was a guy on, and he was telling you, basically it was the pros as to why we shouldn't eat breakfast too early, and he was giving you the negatives to we've always been told you must start the day with breakfast. This was looking at it from a negative point of view, and he was saying that it's better for the body if you wait till at least 10 o'clock to have breakfast. So hallelujah, I was validated, all my years of not eating breakfast, it was validation for me. So I eat, so I don't eat breakfast, and then when I had my daughter, Tallulah is going to be 20 this year, as a baby, I could not get breakfast into her. And eventually I gave up, and I am an ex-nanny, so, I did know what I was doing. But I gave up because she did not want to eat breakfast. So my daughter has also never eaten breakfast, and we're still alive.
Yeah, but I think it depends on how your body works. Because actually, Christine and I, we like to eat a lot, and very, very often. Yeah. But I probably have eaten all I really need to eat by 5 o'clock. I'd never ever had a big evening meal. I think you just need to follow your own what your own body's saying to you, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Instead of force feeding it.
But it's like, for years I was kind of embarrassed to admit, and now, partly age, I know it works for me and I'm fine, but also now it's everybody is different, and we sort of accept that now. So yeah, I've never eaten breakfast, if I'm honest.
What is your favourite spectator sport?
Not sporty in the slightest, but I love a good game of Welsh rugby.
There you are.
I watch rugby, but that's the patriotic side. It's nothing to do with the sport.
Do you actually understand it?
Yeah, I do actually, but it's nothing to do with even looking at their hunky legs. It's purely, I want Wales to win. That's the only way you'll get me sporty. I don't the big matches. I suppose I'd probably watch a Wimbledon final if we had a British. I did watch the Wimbledon final. Was it Tim Henman that was in the final? I watched that. That's it. That means no, I'm not sporty at all.
So did you watch the Olympics?
No.
You see, I thought I was the only person on the planet who didn't watch the Olympics.
No, I didn't watch the Olympics.
No, neither did I. There you are. There are two of us. Oh, what is your guilty pleasure? I know the answer to this one.
Do you?
Yes.
Because chocolate?
No, it's a TV programme.
Well, guilty pleasure this year. So lockdown guilty pleasure is Married at First Sight Australia. It's amazing. It's been incredible. I love it. I watched a series a couple of years ago. Don't know how I found it. The British version, nothing. Now this year, but the Australian one is really interesting, and I really like it. And I normally don't like that kind of Big Brother style TV programme, but I love it, absolutely love it.
Tracy's just said Housewives. I know, darling. We both love the Real
No,
Housewives.
Real Housewives,
But
I do
it leaves
not
you
like.
cold, doesn't it?
Real Housewives, no, it just makes me angry.
Why does it make you angry?
Because I think they should get a life.
I think you're right.
I think they should get a life and learn what's important in life and stop bickering and arguing. And,
Yeah, but it wouldn't be half so much fun if
it's
they did.
entertaining. Well, no, it's not entertainment for me because it makes me angry. But the Australian Married at First Sight, you see, the other thing is there's a principle behind it because it's arranged marriages. So
I thought it was arranged shags.
no, it's arranged marriage. They literally meet their husband and wife standing at the altar. So it's worse than an arranged marriage for religious reasons. And then it's finding out why the experts who've matched them, whether they really are compatible. And from this series, I don't want to be a spoiler, but from this series that was shown in Australia in 2019, I think it's definitely 2 of the couples have stayed married and had kids. So it works.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of arranged marriages do work, but that's a discussion for another day. What is the greatest invention of all time?
The washing machine. Because let's face it, do we want to be stuck hand washing things?
Oh my God, no.
So if you could live without, I can live without a dishwasher. I got rid of my dishwasher. I can live without an iron easily. But I wouldn't want to live without a washing machine.
No, neither would
No,
I.
washing machine.
Viv's just said she knew somebody who took part in the UK version and it was an utter disaster. I haven't seen either. Obviously, once I finish watching Spiral, I'm on series 6 now. When I get to 8, I've got time for something else.
Well, I remember trying to watch the British version. I didn't find it entertaining in the slightest, and there's something about the Australians know how to do that programme.
What film made you cry?
Oh my God, loads of them, loads.
I mean, real snot. That, not a little weep. Breaking down, uncontrollable grief.
Oh God, I don't know if you had them. If I had the names, you're looking for my memory. My memory recall is not good for me. I want to say Shawshank Redemption. A film that made me cry so much that I felt like it traumatised me for life, and I will never watch that film again. Was a bit of a horror film. With Brad Pitt, which obviously is why I watched it, called 7 Deadly Sins or something.
Oh my God, 7!
Right.
Oh my God.
And the
I
last,
didn't cry though.
no spoiler alerts, I'm not going to spoil it for people, but the end scene and what happens at the end of that film was so traumatic, not because of the gore, because of the sadness. I was at the cinema watching it, just had to carry me out, and I was a wreck. And I was crying for Brad Pitt's character. Yeah, and I will never. That traumatised me for months. That film.
I love that film. Oh, somebody's just said Schindler's List. I didn't actually ever see that.
Schindler's List did make me cry. Yeah, but also I wouldn't watch a film. I have never seen Marley and Me because I
don't even know what it is.
Oh, it's a film about a dog dying.
Oh, okay.
I know, and it's Jennifer Aniston, so it's a good film. But I know because all the press hype said that Marley died. The dog dies because obviously they don't live forever. So I will never watch Marley and Me because if I watch a film, I want to come out of that film feeling uplifted and feeling good. I don't want to be crying. I don't want to be, I don't want to be bawling.
Did you ever see Lady Sings the Blues? With Diana Ross.
No.
And it's all about Billie Holiday.
Is it sad?
Oh my God.
No, you see. Yeah, I look for an uplifting end to a film.
That's up there with Love Story. Those are the two.
I watched a lovely film this weekend that I've always wanted, and it's just a feel-good film, and it's A Room with a View.
Oh, I love that.
So I watched A Room with a View, and because they put it on for Valentine's Day, and it's uplifting.
What is the best fashion secret you learnt?
Best fashion secret. would be from Gok1. I love Gok1 and all his fashion tips, and so he promotes good foundation, and then your clothes on top. So I think the smoothing, a smooth silhouette underneath the dress, so it would be wearing good foundations. So from Gok1, which is why no wrinkly knickers, why my bras always come from Bravissimo, and why I'll wear a lycra body, because it gives you a nice silhouette.
And that's why you never have back fat, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you've got it, but you cover it.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely going to get one of these body things. Now I've realised that M&S do them for longer people.
And and when Gok1 had that programme where he was how to look good naked, was it that? Or
yeah.
He will always start. You'll always see them in their bra and pants, because he'll always fit them for a good bra before he puts the clothes on. Because you can have an amazing dress, but if you've got a bra that's giving you double boob, that dress is it's not going to look good.
Well,
top tip, a good fitting bra, well fitting bra by Gok1.
Yeah, but also, when the shop's open, how often do we put people in a frock and then have to lift the tits up? People, it's just surreal. They will spend so much money on the outside, and their tits around their ankles.
So I once found out that this person will remain nameless, but I once found out that somebody that I thought I got on all right with had been doing that thing women do, and some women do, and having a chat about me, and to a friend who happened to tell me. Now I avoid things like that, honestly, like the plague. I don't want to know. But anyway, and they said, but her boobs are always just there. They're just there. They're so there. You can't get away from them. So, and I think, well, yes, that's where they're supposed to be.
They're not supposed to be around your tummy.
So mine are just yanked up in a good bra. They're not by my tummy. Well, while they're in the bra.
Yeah, no, wait. Now they keep your knees warm when you're not wearing one.
I'm going to add, when you're talking about top tips, I am going to add something to that. So you said about top thing that you learned. So a little bit of deep thinking here for you ladies. If you look at Dita Von Teese, who wears a corset and has worn a corset all her life, when she comes out of the corset, she has an hourglass figure. If you look at the Chinese ladies historically that used to wear shoes that were awful because society believed that women in those days, if you Google it, had to have deformed pointy feet. And so they put their feet in these shoes from childhood, and so their feet became pointy. So we know that what you wear manipulates your body shape. Now, bear with me, hold on to that thought. So if you wear a correct bra that holds your boobs where they're supposed to be and not at your middle, it goes with that. Or if you wear a tight body or tight lycra knickers, it goes without saying that if you wear the correct clothing for long enough every day, as we wear a bra every day, it's going to help with the muscles, because those boobs are going to be where they should be and not where they shouldn't be. So, and I did an experiment with this because I do carry all my weight on. I've got chunky thighs. So 1 year, I also have really bad circulation. So I found that I could have these lycra, really tight, like gripper knickers, but gripper leggings. And I put these gripper leggings on underneath my trousers, and I wore them all winter, and I wore them for the circulation problems, because I have really bad circulation in the back of my thighs, and I have low blood pressure. Cool, you're finding out a lot about me here. So my blood circulation's not good, and I don't drink coffee and I don't smoke, so it should be fantastic, but it isn't. So anyway, so I wore these leggings, and as an experiment, I did that thing with the tape measure. So I didn't go on a diet. I haven't dieted for years. And with the tape measure, I did lose weight on my thighs. I didn't lose weight. I lost inches on my thighs. and it's because I was wearing them every day.
What went up was your boobs.
I've since, you know, you can have wraps, you can go for body wraps where they measure you before and they measure you afterwards. So basically I lived in a permanent body wrap on my legs for cold and circulation reasons, and it did have an effect on inches on my thighs. And I told this to a girlfriend and she tried it the following year. She had the same, it worked for her.
Oh, so that's a really good top tip.
Well, yeah, not everybody is prepared to do that, but if you get cold and you know, you put tights on under trousers sometimes in the winter, if you wear these, if you want to reduce your thigh, yeah, do that. Because look at Dita Von Teese with the waist. So if you wear the correct foundation, it will have a lasting effect on your skin and muscle.
Tracy's just said she better stop wearing her Madonna bra then.
Yeah, seriously.
Right, so how do you get dressed in the morning? I think that means what do you put on first thing.
Dressing gown. Dressing gown.
What is a question that you hate to be asked?
You okay? You okay? Well, if I wasn't okay, do you really want to hear that I'm not okay? Do you really want to hear the problem? So, are you okay? Yeah, you okay? You okay?
I tell them. They stop asking. Nobody asks me if I'm all right.
What's the other one that? Yeah, just yeah, you're right. You okay?
What is your favourite family heirloom?
I'm a very sentimental person. I'm a huge collector. I'm a hoarder of anything sentimental. My house is full of old stuff that nobody else wants, that my dad, you know, from family. So I'm really sentimental. So I've got masses. If I had to choose one, oh my God, I don't know. If I had to choose, did you say favourite?
Yeah.
Favourite old thing? I just think some of my old family photographs then. Yeah, does that answer? Or did you mean that?
No, whatever, you know, whatever you've inherited that means the most to you.
I've got furniture that means a lot to me. I've got books, photographs. I'm probably going to go home or drive home thinking, oh, why didn't I say that? Because at the moment I've got so much. But yeah, I've got, I think old family photographs. I'm doing my ancestry. I'm doing my family tree at the moment. So I'm coming across, people are sending me photographs of ancestors that I've never seen before, and I love seeing those.
So how far have you gone back?
1640.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
What is your favourite flower?
A favourite wild British flower is a primrose, a wild primrose, the butter colour one, and a forest floor covered in them I adore. My favourite garden flower would be a yellow rose, and my favourite flower to have in the house are lilies. I love the smell.
Yeah, I think you love them or loathe them, don't you?
Yes.
And they don't remind me of funerals, so I love them.
I love the smell of lilies. Yeah.
That's really odd. Your two favourite flowers are yellow, but you would never wear yellow.
No. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
Now this is the one where we're going to spend about 3.5 million hours on.
God.
Do you have any animals?
Okay. So yeah, I have a lot less than I have done. So I had a lot as a child. Our house was known as, I was brought up in Conway, so our house was known as the town zoo. And then I did the same with my kids. There was a lot of things they didn't have, but if they wanted to experience any animal, I let them. So we did have a lot of animals. Oh, apart from a horse. My daughter once said to me, "Can I have a pony?" And I'm into honesty with children, and I said, "You're never going to have a horse whilst you live with me. So you just need to forget about it. When you're older, if you want a horse and you've got your own house, and that's fine, but you're never going to have a horse." But they had everything else. So at the moment I'm left with, I have 4 dogs, I have or my daughter has, but you know, I take part in the care. Four parrots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parrots. I've always got a rescue animal in, so at the moment, currently I've got a hedgehog overwintering that I'm feeding through the winter, baby hedgehog. I've got a bird that came in yesterday with a wonky neck, so I'm straightening his neck up. I breed harvest mice, so I've got harvest mice, and then I've got the tortoises, and at the moment I've got 20 giant tortoises and approximately 48 regular sized tortoises, although tomorrow I've always got them coming in and going out, so tomorrow I'm going to pick up another sick one. But that's it. At the moment it's just parrots, dogs, tortoises and mice.
And you've got a lot less tortoises than you had a couple of years ago. You've got rid of an awful lot, haven't you?
I have 6 went to live in Germany this year, and yeah, they're always coming and going, so the number is always, yeah.
What is your favourite season?
Spring.
Who is the most famous person you've ever met?
Well, I worked as a nanny for people that were in
Show business.
So I met a few people with them. The most famous person, so I've had tea with Stephen Fry. I've met, so I'm trying to think. I think he's the most famous. I've looked after the children of. I looked after, you know, Doctor Who, the old Doctor Who, David Tennant, his wife. His wife, who's doing things at the moment with David Tennant on. They're doing this programme, Lockdown YouTube clips. Her name is Georgia, and I looked after Georgia for a week once when her father was in a play touring the UK. So I think Stephen Fry, is he the most famous? Because he's pretty famous, isn't he?
Oh,
Everyone knows Stephen
yeah,
Fry,
everybody
don't
knows
they?
who Stephen Fry is, definitely.
Yeah, so I think Stephen Fry.
So what is your favourite item of Artichoke clothing?
My favourite is this dress, which is why I'm wearing it. So this dress is, I mean, it's a difficult one because I've got a lot of items, and as you can probably tell from this, I'm not a person that can be knocked down to one item. But because it's a little black dress, I've decided that it's this. And Sarah hasn't told me these questions beforehand, but you've got to remember I've heard this a few times, so I had a feeling.
You had an inkling.
So that's where I wore it. Yeah, so this is my little faux leather fronted dress. So this is one of my favourites.
Shoes or handbags?
Shoes.
Do you have a phobia?
I'm going to say spiders. I've always been phobic of tarantulas and the big spiders. I can pick up the little ones. See, I'm even flinching just thinking about it now. I can pick up little spiders, but when you have the house spiders that have the triangular body, I'm really struggling to talk about the triangular body and the really long legs. That goes back to childhood. I have a phobia of one of those, and it's giving me the shivers now.
And they're hideous, and because we live in really old houses in the middle of bloody nowhere, we still have them, don't we? They're horrible.
I can't kill them, even though I'm phobic of them. I still can't.
How would you
them.
get rid of them? I put big bowls on them.
The lovely Jane Rabette, who we lost last year, bought me a spider catcher, and I had that for years. And
What's a spider catcher?
Oh, it's a big long broom handle with a spring-loaded thing to catch them. But she took it with her. I lost Jane, and I broke my spider catcher within like a couple of weeks. So I thought, she's taken it with her.
Oh my God, we're going to have to Google those.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could get them.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm phobic of those big spiders. So not all spiders, and I don't want to harm any spiders. My proudest moment as a mother was when I was a childminder and my son was in his little playhouse playing with a friend, and the friend came, and it wasn't your son, Sarah, don't worry. The friend came out crying, and my son was only not even 3, and I said, "What? He thumped me, he hit me," and I said, "Why did you hit him?" You know, doing the talk. say, well, you can't hit him because he, I did the usual nanny thing, you can't hit him because he killed a spider, but we don't kill spiders in this house, so it was a pretty proud moment.
It wouldn't have been Paddy who'd killed it anyway. They did have their moments, but I don't think that Paddy would have killed a spider. What is your favourite book?
As I'm not a great reader, but I'm gonna pick the book that's always been my favourite, and it's a child's book, but they've turned, you know how they turn some books into children's books, and they shorten the book, but it was the first proper book I read in proper form, and it was called The Way to White Deer Park, and it made such an impression on me at an impressionable time that it's remained my favourite book and my favourite story. But it was a children's book, but I think at the time that I read it, I was early teens, and it was written and aimed at early teens. But I think they've since dumbed it down and turned it into more of a children's book. But the original book was aimed at sort of early teens. And I just, if you're looking for a favourite, yeah, it because it had such an influence on me, that's the one that I'll always remember, whereas I'll read, but I don't remember other books.
So is there any point asking you what you're reading at the moment? Can you remember?
No, absolutely not. It'll be a trashy novel. It'll be a trashy, feel-good factor, happy ending, probably rom-com. But yeah, a quick read like that. Although I did read, going back to Sicily, I did a lot of reading in Sicily, and I read an amazing sort of thriller type book. And am I going to remember the name of it? I'm not going to, but it was based on a true story, but it wasn't the real story, but it was based on the story of Mary, the child killer, Mary Bell. So it was based on the story, the true story of Mary Bell, but it was a story about, it was very different, but it was like that and based on that story about a child killer. So, yeah. There you go.
What is your favourite drink?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Oh, I don't know. It's up
My
to you.
favourite soft drink is elderflower with still water. So elderflower with still water is my favourite still drink, and my favourite cocktail is pina colada every time. And my favourite alcoholic drink, if you're not in the Caribbean and it's not summer, is anything rum based, or whiskey. So Jack Daniels and Coke, Jack Daniels, Southern Comfort lemonade. So I'm Southern Comfort, Jack Daniels, Di Serrano, all those, yeah.
What is the best part of your job?
The most surprising thing is probably the best thing. So when I started, I didn't realise it was going to be like this. I thought it was just a case of we bought clothes because we needed them, and I thought it was about that, and then I soon realised that clothes are about the feel-good factor. So, and I noticed that I would have ladies coming in and just a good pair of well-fitting, good quality jeans made them leave, and they were walking a little bit taller and they're feeling a little bit better. So the feel-good factor, and there's the smile, their faces had lit up. So I realised then that it was the feel-good factor of clothes. So, and it changed my whole ethos about buying them. So I don't buy clothes because I need them. I buy clothes for the feel-good factor. So when if you come into me and you'll say that I don't need this, you don't have to say that to me, because none of us need to give an excuse and buy something because we need it. We buy things for the feel-good factor, to make ourselves feel good, to give ourselves a boost, and because, a change is as good as a rest. you need to do that with your clothes as well. So you need to, and as long as, you know, we recycle them, and so I do a lot of handing clothes to friends. So once I've had enough of an item, I'll give it to somebody that I know will like it. A friend of mine that will, oh, this will fit you and you'll love this, and this colour will be good on you. So I like that swapping business, and somebody can get a little bit more life out of that item. So I do like that. But yes, so going back to your question, it's that's the best part, is seeing somebody's spirits lift, because, you know, we'll all be down, and we might not be feeling great about ourselves, and you can just wear a lovely dress and you suddenly feel so much better about yourself.
And it's about giving people confidence as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this sounds very, very macabre, but actually, I don't know about you, but for me, the thing, like when I'm dressing somebody, the thing I get most pride out of is dressing somebody for a funeral. Because any old fool can dress somebody for a wedding, because it's such a joyous, fabulous occasion. But when these women come in and they're burying a child or their husband, and you can put them in something that is not only appropriate, but, you know, they feel, obviously they don't feel good about themselves, but they just have enough confidence to get through the day.
Or you got to think about a lot of our customers. We have a lot of our customers who are going through medical treatment.
Oh, that's another one.
Or they've had life-changing issues.
Yep.
And so the life-changing issues, and then they think, oh, what am I going to do, and how am I going to find? And so doing that as well, yeah.
We're social services, really.
Well, you laugh about that, but actually, when I'd been working here, if you remember, if you go back to my first year, you must have seen it, but I did put a post on saying, who knew that my new job, because prior to this, background to people that don't know me, prior to this I was in education for many years, early years education. I got made redundant, and so in the first year of working for Sarah, I was like, who knew it was going to be sort of social services and well-being based.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's not just about clothes, isn't it? It is about just
to spoil ourselves,
you
know, and I buy clothes to spoil myself, because all of my money goes on my animals and other people's animals, goes on other people's animals. So I can justify anything. I don't smoke, I'm not a big drinker, I don't go on holidays every year. So I can justify anything, and so if something comes in tomorrow that I don't need, I can buy it for the feel good factor.
If you could make a documentary, what would it be about?
Oh, how to keep tortoises. It's not obvious. That's obvious. It would.
Then the buggers have stopped ringing you.
You shouldn't do a documentary about something you know nothing about. And I might not know a lot about a lot of things, but I know about tortoises. So I would do a documentary on how to keep pet tortoises in the UK.
And how's the book going?
The book is, I'm still halfway.
Are you going to tell us what it's about?
Oh, the book is the documentary. There will be no documentary, but there will be a book. The book is about how to keep giant tortoises correctly in the UK. It's a how-to book, yeah.
And just before we go on to the final question, if anybody's got any questions for Donna, type now, because we're moving on to the last question. But if you don't get one in now and you're watching this after we finish, then Donna's going to check the post, aren't you? So she'll come back and answer questions afterwards. What is your happiest childhood memory?
I've got lots again, because I grew up, I've got two brothers, but one brother came like 10 years later. So by that stage, by the time he arrived, there was only sort of 4 or 5 years, and then I was out clubbing. Do you remember clubbing days? So for my formative years, so like the first 10 years of my life, it was myself and my brother, who was 18 months younger, and it was back in the day where Sunday was the family day. You did something every Sunday. So my parents did something, we did something as a family, and we went somewhere every Sunday. And that usually meant a dog walk or a visit to a castle or a big house, or there's a place near us up the road from where I grew up called Gwydr Castle, and in the garden there would be lots of peacocks and ducks, so it was a good place to entertain the kids, and the kids could run around safely. So we always did family things like that, and then on the way back we would call in to visit Nine. My Welsh grandmother is Nine. All Welsh grandmothers are called Nine. So those are happy memories of visiting my Nine and doing things with mum and dad. But anything specific? Are you looking for something specific?
No.
Yeah.
Unless there's one just, blinding one that stands out.
No, there probably is, but it'll probably come to me on the drive home from here. But no, it's going to be those, being with my brother, a dog, my mum and dad, the beach, and the things that you did as. And do you remember in the days where the shops were shut? So nobody went and did the grocery shopping on a Sunday. Nobody went clothes shopping on it. People didn't go shopping on a Sunday. Sunday was you had your roast meal, and then you had an outing.
You went for a walk.
Yeah. And then going on from as I got older, in my early teens, it was the same again, because it was with my friend Linda, and Linda and I would spend every if we weren't in school, we were up the town mountain. We were up the town mountain with our 4 dogs in tow, and we'd walk from like 9 o'clock in the morning. We'd have a packed lunch, and we'd walk till we'd come home at tea time, and those are my happy memories.
We probably had a really similar childhood, just the other end of the country, because we always laughed that we weren't allowed in the house after 8 o'clock in the morning. We were given a packed lunch, and we just lived on the river, and we just, we were quite feral.
I mean, I'd leave the house at 9 o'clock, and I wouldn't come back till about 4 or 5.
No, well, we weren't. No, we were allowed in a garage if it was raining.
I mean, my kids never did that.
No.
And there were no mobile phones. And
No.
I would be miles away. We'd walk for miles. And get up and have adventures. We were like, the famous 5. We get up, delicate, some mischief. We probably walked across a few fields that we shouldn't have walked across, put it that way.
Why do you think my daughter's called George? So Hayley Warren says you look fabulous in that outfit. Joe, I think, is I've forgotten, is asking a question that I think she thinks she knows the answer to.
Oh my God!
And
Should I censor this?
She's saying,
this is Joe, my friend.
Who would you like to live with and where when you're an old lady? Not with you, Joe.
Okay. Well, Joe and I have this pact. We have this arrangement. And we both decided that neither of us are the type to go into an old people's home, because we wouldn't be able to have dogs, and we wouldn't be able to walk on the beach. So we have this arrangement that when we're of an age, we decided that I would probably be capable of doing some things that she's forgotten how, and vice versa. So that we will cohabit, and I will be in charge of the garden, because I don't do kitchens and I don't do cooking. Joe is a feeder, so Joe will feed me, and we'll when she forgets to turn the stove off, I'll remind her. When I forget to shut the garden gate or lock up, she'll remind me. So we've got this pact, yeah. So we're going to do, and we read an article on good old Facebook about women that were doing this, but they were living, I think it was in Japan, wasn't it? I want to say Japan. And that groups of women were doing this. So there would be like 6 of them, and the house would be, you'd have your own areas, and then you would have joint, so the kitchen would be the joint kitchen, and that's what you would do, and you would look after each other in your in your latter years, in your senior years. And
That
I
sounds
think
like a
it's
great
the way-
idea.
I think it's the way forward.
I think it's a
I
brilliant
think it's the way
idea.
forward. So, but you just have to find somebody, obviously.
That you're not going to kill.
Yeah, but Joe and I have decided that we probably by that stage will be at the stage where we'll swear at each other, but we're both the type of people that we won't take offence. So she can call me whatever, and yeah.
You won't be able to hear anyway.
Yeah, we can, I'll be muttering about her under her breath. She'll be muttering about me. She'll be having a moan. But we've both decided we're the type of people that we can have a moan about each other, go off on our own private walk and get over it and come back and be fine. So
Right.
let's hope we're still like that when we are in our 80s.
You will be. You will be.
I
Two
hope
very,
so.
very quick ones because we've got to finish this so we can get it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's got to be under the hour. Hilary asked, how big are giant tortoises?
The largest I have is currently 15 years old and currently last summer weighed 90 kilos. This summer, obviously, going to be approaching 100 kilos. That particular tortoise, by the time it's 20, will be about 150 kilos. So the two, they are the Seychelles giant tortoises. So Seychelles giant tortoises in captivity are going to be about 150, 170 kilos. The giant African tortoises, the largest ones that I have, are currently going to be about 80 kilos.
And Lorraine said if you weren't living in Norfolk and you weren't living in Wales, where would you like to live?
If not Wales, not Norfolk, probably Scotland. I used to work in the Scottish Highlands. I used to work on Loch Awe near Oban. So Scotland. I love the Cotswolds though. I have a really great friend who lives in the Cotswolds, and the Cotswolds are really pretty. I somewhere pretty, somewhere beautiful, and somewhere hilly. Norfolk is too flat for me. Its positives are that we've got so much space. We see amazing wildlife. But I just would love a hill or a mountain to climb. I'm so fed up. The lockdown walking near the river, I'm losing the will.
It's not even a bloody river.
I'm
You
losing
don't
the
have
will
rivers
to live.
in Norfolk.
No,
We've got drains.
I am really losing the will to live with my walks. I need a proper walk, and a proper walk needs to be up a mountain. Yeah.
That is brilliant. Thank you so much, darling. So that's the end. Donna's 30 questions. Thank you so much, all of you, for watching. We are going to have a break on Sunday. In fact, we're going to have about a 10-day break now because I'm buying in Manchester next week. So I've got to get up early on Monday and plan it all. And then when I get back from buying, I've got to actually work out the programme of what we're actually going to sell for next autumn. So we're actually really heads down buying for the next 10 days, and also things are beginning to arrive, so we're unpacking and processing. But we will be back a week on Sunday, and from then on we will have lots and lots of styling videos, hopefully, because we should have had some stock, and we've got some more fabulous Meet the Artichoke Girl interviews coming up. So there's a break of 10 days and then we're back to normal. Thank you so much, lovelies, for joining us, and we will catch up with you soon.